What if you only needed 138 words to get by in Spanish? And what if those 138 words could give you as many as 88,000 Spanish phrases? In just a moment, I'm going to share with you a simple method I discovered for speaking Spanish quickly and easily that was designed specifically for adults from 30 to 96 years of age. I'm Marcus Santamaria, and for years I struggled with the Spanish language. I tried everything, and nothing seemed to work for me. In my adventures, I ended up teaching English in a Spanish-speaking country. This only increased my desperation to speak Spanish. I felt like a fraud. There I was teaching a second language when I could barely speak their language myself. Oh, I could say a few basic phrases, but I couldn't get by in any real-world conversation. You would have thought that I had all the tools you need to succeed. I was a language teacher in a prestigious university. I studied Spanish textbooks for years with diligence and dedication. I was even living in a Spanish-speaking country, surrounded by Spanish. Shouldn't I have just absorbed the language, since I was immersed in it daily? I had every possible advantage, but still I couldn't express myself at all. It was like being a shadow of my real self, trapped in a country where I could barely communicate with those around me. That all changed the day I stumbled on these unique language patterns. These powerful shortcuts tie the language together and can be used by any English speaker to say as many as 88,000 phrases with just 138 words. It's a perfect way for English-speaking adults to get by in Spanish fast. It's especially good if you're living in a Spanish-speaking country or you plan to visit one sometime soon. It's ideal for adults. Many of my most successful students are in their 40s, right up to their 70s and 80s. In fact, my oldest student to share his age with me is 96. Imagine what having 88,000 Spanish phrases would do for you. You could finally enjoy confident conversations with your amigos in their language. Imagine Spanish flowing freely from your tongue. Stop thinking about rules and grammar and just say what you want to say. That level of Spanish freedom is available to you now. The reason so few adults experience the freedom of communicating in Spanish is the traditional way of teaching Spanish doesn't work for most people. Especially if you're no longer in school, it usually leaves you lost when it comes to speaking in real life. If you've tried to learn a language before and struggled like I did, this course was developed for you. It's for those who want to communicate in Spanish in real-life conversations. I call it Synergy Spanish. The word synergy is about taking just a few words and multiplying them to create this beautiful language. Think about this. It only takes 12 notes to create all Western music from the Beatles to Beethoven. And 26 letters create all literature, from Shakespeare to Stephen King to J.K. Rowling. The entire kaleidoscope of beautiful colours that surround us can be made by combining just 3 colours of red, yellow and blue. That's what Synergy Spanish is. You take just 138 words and use them to make as many as 88,000 Spanish phrases. We'll talk more about the words and the power to multiply Spanish in a moment. But first, let's make sure this is right for you. This system is for you if you're a beginner who has never spoken a word of Spanish, or you've taken other courses and you've tried hard to make those courses work, yet you still struggle with conversational Spanish. You find you can't string Spanish sentences together confidently and freely. You want to learn the language quickly for business, travel or relocation. You're over 40 and you don't feel learning is as easy as it used to be. By the way, we'll make it easy for you again. You don't want to spend countless hours studying complex grammar. It's just not your thing. Spanish has been difficult for you in the past. You don't have endless hours to devote to lessons, but you can do a little each day. You've been living in a Spanish-speaking country for some time, and you're disappointed that after so long, Spanish has not fallen into place for you. If any of those situations apply to you, I have some great news for you. All you need is just 138 words. Now, you might be thinking, but I already know 138 words. That's where the synergy kicks in. I'll show you how to use synergy language patterns to combine those words so effectively that Spanish feels natural and easy, and it doesn't matter how old you are, or what experience you've had with Spanish in the past. Synergy Spanish makes communicating in Spanish easy for you. Soon you too can leave your English-speaking friends gobsmacked as you express yourself freely in Spanish. Delight your Spanish-speaking amigos with how you talk to them in their language. Feel comfortable in real-world Spanish conversations. Chat with your Spanish-speaking co-workers and neighbors. Travel to Latin America, the Caribbean, and Spain, and become fully immersed in the local culture. Travel takes on new life when you have enough confidence in your Spanish to get away from the tourist traps. Instead of some plastic made for the masses fake experience, you can soak up the vitality of real everyday life as you interact and move freely among the locals. Your new ability is your Spanish passport to go where the tourists don't go. It's your ticket to having real-world conversations in Spanish with real people in real situations. For the very first time, it's like entering some secret club with a hospitality you've probably never felt before. You'll get extra attention in restaurants. You'll get tips on where to go to get the best quality, authentic goods. And of course, when you speak Spanish, you get better prices. I've found time and again that native Spanish speakers really appreciate your efforts to speak to them in their language. They see you differently. You're no longer an arrogant foreigner expecting them to speak English, but someone they warm to and treat with attention, affection, and an extra level of connection. If you work with Spanish speakers or live in a Spanish-speaking country, these shortcuts are even more important for you. I might go as far as to say it's vital. You can't live fully in a Spanish-speaking country without speaking the language. Now anyone can speak the language. Here's how some of my students have been able to thrive in Spanish-speaking countries. Here's how the Synergy Spanish system makes speaking easy. First, you get the Synergy Spanish Fast Start Action Guide. The Action Guide is your roadmap. It unlocks for you in easy steps the formula for combining 138 Spanish words into 88,000 Spanish phrases. You can use it as your step-by-step guide to installing the Spanish language patterns in your working memory for everyday use. You can also use it as a handy reference tool as you dive right into speaking with the audio or video lessons. Which brings me to the second part of your course. You also get 68 Synergy Spanish audio lessons or video lessons. These lessons have you speaking to learn instead of learning to speak. Within minutes, this method starts you speaking in flowing phrases. It guides you easily and comfortably to speak the language. You can practice without pressure or stress in your car or in your home. You're never overwhelmed. You always feel comfortable. Each lesson transitions smoothly from the previous one in an easy-to-follow sequence. These short, sharp, tightly focused sessions have you speaking with growing confidence. Almost without effort, your Spanish gets better and better. You'll be delighted to hear yourself say so much in Spanish from just 138 easy-to-pick-up Spanish words. The 68 audio and video lessons are brief. Each one is between 7 and 15 minutes. They're easy, they're enjoyable, and they make speaking Spanish fun. The lessons are available in 3 formats. If you look below this video, you'll see the 3 options we have for you. Synergy Lite includes the Fast Start Action Guide, the 68 online audio lessons, and an iPhone, iPad or Android app. That version is just $67. The second and most popular option is the Synergy Video and Coaching version, which includes everything in Synergy Lite, the Fast Start Action Guide, the 68 online audio lessons, and an iPhone, iPad or Android app, Plus, you also receive the 68 online lessons in video. For many people, especially visual learners, adding the video element, so you see, hear and speak the language, makes it even easier to install the 138 words and start speaking more of the 88,000 Spanish phrases even sooner. With this version, you also get 90 days of email support. Synergy Spanish is a very easy course to get through, and it makes it feel effortless to speak more Spanish every day. But what happens if you do get stuck on some part of the course? In most Spanish courses, that's where you would stop and never get to speak Spanish. Not so with Synergy Spanish. I'm going to make sure you experience the thrill of speaking Spanish for the first time. I'm your Spanish communication coach. Should you hit a roadblock, I'm here to help you. Just send me an email. Use it as a lifeline. I'll get you through, so you achieve your goal of speaking Spanish. Frankly, most people never need to use this feature. The system is so easy to follow, you'll find speaking Spanish is a very smooth process. Nonetheless, isn't it good to know you're not alone, and that help is there if you need it? Some of my customers prefer to receive all the audio lessons on 12 CDs with a print version of the action guide. If you would like to receive the audio lessons on 12 CDs and a print version of the action guide, plus the online action guide, 68 online audio lessons, and an iPhone, iPad or Android app, 68 online video lessons, and Spanish coaching, that's just $145 plus shipping. Choose your package below now by clicking the Choose Your Package button for the version you want. And no matter which package you choose, you have my full 100% 60-day money-back guarantee. If you're not absolutely amazed at your new ability to communicate, if you're not thrilled with your new confidence with Spanish, I'll refund your money in full, no questions asked. Take this journey with me and I'll start you speaking Spanish right away with this incredibly simple method. There's nothing standing in your way. All you have to do is choose an option below that best suits you.